Good evening. I'm Jim Roberts, and I'm host of Senior Living in Alexandria. This is a 30-minute program we do on a monthly basis to provide valuable information to seniors in Alexandria, their family, and friends. I'm pleased to be here with my co-host this evening, the Executive Director of Senior Services, Mary Lee Anderson. Mary Lee, good to have you with us tonight.
Hi,
Who's our
Jim.
guest?
Well, let me tell you about our guest. Our guest is Kendall Hermsdorf. She's with the Department of Recreation, Parks, and Cultural Activities. I think I got that right. From the city of Alexandria. And she's going to tell us about some of the terrific programs they have for seniors.
Oh, great. Glad you could be with us, Kendall.
Thank you so much for having me.
Let's launch right into it. What's the focus of the Department of Recreation, and what things in general do you do? And then we'll kind of turn and see what you have for seniors.
Okay. Well, the department as a whole, their goal is just to provide different lifelong learning, cultural, and different leisure opportunities for the residents of Alexandria, just to enrich the quality of life of the community as a whole. But then we also have specific programming for seniors.
Tell us some of the things that you have.
Well, there's a lot of different things, just depending on what you're interested in. We do a lot of different classes, and those can be anything from fitness classes to alternative fitness classes like Zumba or aquatics, or even karate, Tai Chi, just anything that you're into, but then also the regular fitness classes that you do with weights and everything. But then we also have other classes you can sign up for. We do technology classes, just different things that, especially
technology meaning.
Well, it
Do you
can be a
lead
variety.
seniors to computers?
It can be a variety. It's normally in a computer lab, so it's called Today's Technology for Today, or Technology for Today's Boomers, and so it focuses on a variety of different things.
All of us can use that.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
But our classes they're a wide range of opportunities. It's not just, I think when people hear recreation, they just think fitness, but then we also have different opportunities as well. Okay. And then on top of the classes, we also have clubs at all of our recreation centers. They usually meet on a weekly basis. And the clubs also have a wide range. There's everything from a walking club to what else do they have? They have
Jewelry making, don't they?
Jewelry making, yes. They have jewelry making, knitting, art class. They even have things like square dance and yes, and those are at the recreation centers, and those are all over Alexandria. On top of the classes and clubs, we also have senior leagues. There's a bowling league, and then there's also a pickleball league. I know a lot of people.
Pickleball league.
Pickleball, yes. Have you heard of pickleball before?
I should do that. You've listed a lot of things I need to do.
Yes, yes. But the pickleball is definitely a new trend, so we're trying to increase those opportunities. But then we also have just different things that seniors can enjoy with their families as well. We have parks all over Alexandria, different dog parks, walking trails, bike trails. It's really just to promote, fitness, staying active, getting out, and, seeing what you like. And we offer a bunch of opportunities, so trying all of those.
How many centers are there? And
there are 7 just recreation centers. We also have an arts center, and then parks. I don't even know how many. There's so many. So
yeah, sure.
Yeah. So.
Okay, and how do these programs work? How do you get a membership, or do you come in on a daily basis, or what are the arrangements you have to make? Do you have to be a resident of Alexandria, I suppose?
You do have to be a resident for some of our programs. Definitely the ones in the recreation centers, those are mostly just for residents. For classes, you can sign up for classes if you're not a resident. There's just an extra non-resident fee attached to that. But mostly we focus on Alexandria residents. But to register, you can go to any of the recreation centers and register for any of our programs. And then you can also go to our main office, which is the Lee Center, that's located close to Old Town, to sign up for any programs. And then as far as the clubs, those are usually, they don't have a cost attached to them, so that's mostly just going to the recreation center, and all you have to do is show your ID, and you can go into the recreation centers with no cost.
Are there special, I think, aren't there special programs for, well, are there senior discounts for some of these activities?
There are. Actually, it's a 20%.
Well, we're in favor of that.
20% discount, especially for all of our classes that do have a fee attached to them.
Okay.
All seniors 55 and older get a 20% discount. So.
We're we appreciate that.
Yes, yes.
And
I think
is
a lot of
there
seniors-
a adult day services? Is that another facet?
That is another department in the city.
Oh, related. Okay.
But
okay.
it is it's attached to the Lee Center, so they do a lot of different things. We're actually
Good.
on the Successful Aging Committee with them. The Successful Aging Committee has a bunch of different city organizations come together, and Senior Services is on that, and also the Recreation Department and Office on Aging.
That raises another question. How do you work with Senior Services? What kinds of connections are there? Or, how do you
Lots.
let
Yes,
people know?
lots. It's definitely nice because Senior Services is an organization that can just get information out there. So a lot of seniors, especially when it comes to recreation, they just don't know the different things that we offer. They're not aware of all the different programs and classes that we have. They'll say, "Oh, I want a walking club," and we say, "Oh, well, we already have that." So Senior Services has actually been really helpful in just getting information out for us.
Okay.
They do the speaker series, which was that 2012 we did that?
Yeah.
Which just focused on recreation. We also went to one that focused on nutrition and getting out and staying active, so we were able to go to that. And then we've also, the Senior Information Corners, that's really great. They have those at all the libraries, but then we've also opened them up to our recreation centers, so then we're able to kind of promote the different things that they do too at our centers.
And so you've got social or groupings of like clubs that you mentioned that are around an interest area. Are there like book clubs or discussion groups or that sort of thing?
Yep.
As well?
Yep. Usually the recreation centers will have a club, some type of club, and different centers will have different kind of neighborhoods come in. I know there's a Delray Seniors Club over at the Mount Vernon Recreation Center, and they just get together weekly just to talk about, like you said, the various discussions.
Is there a Senior Olympics?
There is the Northern Virginia Senior Olympics. I actually had the opportunity to work on that. That was
You were a competitor? I doubt it.
No, just a volunteer.
Okay.
But Alexandria is a part of that. That's really cool because that brings in a lot of different surrounding communities.
Some of us have Olympic aspirations. That may be the way we can
Yes,
do it.
no,
we get old enough and everybody else will
It's
not
not too
catch
late.
up.
It's all about and that's really what we try and promote, is that it's never
Right.
too late to try different recreational things, but it's all about just getting active and staying active, getting out and staying active.
And tell us how you might, how do you connect with this? Are there annual memberships, periodic memberships? Do you select what you want to do?
You can select different classes that you want to sign up for, or I know some people just use our recreation centers for the fitness aspect. There's fitness rooms in all of the centers if you just want to work out on your own. And those are a variety of different passes. You can get just daily passes. You can get monthly. You can get a certain amount of visits if you want to do 20 visits, and then you can use them at your leisure. So
I have to inject a little bit of personal comment. I took ballroom dancing from the rec department.
Really? Yes.
And I don't think I succeeded. I need to have a refresher course.
But you had fun. I would call that
I had a
success.
great time. They did a
Yes,
terrific
yes.
job. I really
And
enjoyed
that's
it.
the thing we do offer, and that's why I kind of talk about the different things that are specific to seniors, but I also like to highlight some of the other things that we do that seniors are more than welcome to participate in.
Well, I have to admit, you've made it sound fun to be a senior.
It is. You never stop having fun.
There you
so.
go.
we just assist you in getting there.
Thank you very much. Mary Lee, I understand in the March speaker series there's going to be some attention, and
Yes.
wanted to give you a chance to.
That's right,
bring
and
us up to
that's
speed on
why we
that.
wanted Kendall to be here with us. We are having our second focus on recreation and cultural activities for seniors in this city on Wednesday, March the 13th. We will actually be at Chinkapin Rec Center, which was closed for a few months, but now reopened with improved air conditioning, I think, was the focus. At any rate, we will have all kinds of different demonstrations, yoga, pickleball. For those who don't know what pickleball is, you'll be able to see firsthand. Some of the clubs will be represented. And then we'll also have panelists talking about different programs that the rec department offers. And as Kendall mentioned, in all of the major rec centers and libraries, SSA stock senior information corners, and one of the things that we always include is the special catalog that the rec department has created just for their Power Plus 55 program.
Terrific.
So all of us have seen that great big terrific catalog that has hundreds and hundreds of classes like ballroom dancing in it, but to focus it more on things that are just identified for seniors, the rec department has come up with a smaller catalog so that you can go straight to something that might interest you as a senior.
That'll be online, or that'll come out in the mail?
That's in all of the senior information corners, and then we also provide those when we come out to different SSA events. But it's look for the Power Plus brochure. That's what we call all of our programs for ages 55 and up.
I have to ask, I mean, you've got a broad array of programs. What's missing, or what would you do if you had the magic wand? What else?
Well, definitely more trips, I think.
Oh, okay.
You know, we like to get our seniors, you know, to enjoy different things in Alexandria, but then also be able to enjoy things in other parts of this area.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think that would be popular. I think that would be great.
Yes.
So, okay, great. Mary Lee, you were going to talk a little bit about the February speaker?
The February Speaker Series event? Yes, we have a terrific event that we are co-hosting with the folks from AHA, and that will be, we'll be talking on February 13th about special unique housing options for seniors that we think may be of interest to individuals. That'll be at the Beatley Central Library between 9:30 and 12. All of our Speaker Series events are in the morning. And so we hope everybody will call the office to register, 703-836-4414.
That's terrific. Kendall, thank you very much. We're now going to go for a break. I'm told that we're going to see a latest fitness craze for seniors. I don't know if you do this, or, but it's robust walking. Not just walking, but robust walking.
Yes,
so
that's right. Yep.
stay tuned for Dr. Dan Cooland, and we'll be right back after that. Thank you very much.
Thank
Great,
you.
thank you.
Hi, I'm Mary Ann Beatty with Senior Services, and I'm pleased to be here with Dr. Dan Cooland, who is a fitness guru and the creator of the latest craze in senior exercise programs, robust walking. Thanks for joining us.
Okay, Mary Ann, I was retired from the Air Force as the oldest active duty service member in the military.
Wow.
And so I said, well, I'm over 70, so that I will truly retire. And so one day I was sitting at the Alexandria waterfront Starbucks, and I overheard a conversation, and it turned out it was Jane King, who's the chair of the Commission on Aging, and Carol Downs, who's the chair of AHA. And I said, well, I was in charge of health promotion for the Air Force when I left, and I'm an orthopedic surgeon, and my main job was physical training of airmen and confidence courses and so on. And I said, what I could do is tone that down to a lower intensity level and bring that to seniors in Alexandria. Yeah, you can do this at any level of fitness, and you can have disabilities and do it. And it's pretty much up to the individual. First, in like a workshop, we would show people how to walk with energy and urgency. And then the exercises consist of arm movements and bending movements. And we also use a bicycle inner tube, and we show them how to use environmental props like benches, trees, poles, and walls, so they can be in their environment and use the environment. Alrighty, well, when you are walking with energy and urgency, one of the things you can do is think of a balloon coming out of your top of your head. That'd be a helium-filled blue balloon. And so when you're walking, you think of that balloon coming out, and what you'll find is you'll walk light. So as you're walking, think of bringing the elbows back. And that will increase your cadence, and that's the key to walking with a faster gait. While walking, you can do arm moves. You can do them either stationary or while you're moving. And one of them is swing, like so. So you keep a little bend in your elbow and you swing. So you can be walking along and swinging your elbows. And especially for an older person, this leads to better agility and coordination. And there's also a cognitive or thinking factor here as well. And another device we use, this is called a tool, and this is a bicycle inner tube. For this, one of the 5 moves is like so.
So you use, as you're walking, you carry your accoutrements with you, and then when you've walked a little bit, you stop, and then you will do some stretching or some turning. And so you incorporate not only walking cardiovascular, but with stretching and flexibility and that kind of thing.
You could also do this inside with walking in place and doing the moves. Mm-hmm. And we also show in the workshop how to use the tree and the pole and the bench and the railing and the chairs and walls, so that people can use their environment.
So in inclement weather, it's wintertime, and you can't get out.
Best gymnasium is nature. Thomas Jefferson said that walking is the best exercise, but we are making it even better because we add strength and flexibility, range of motion, and this, especially for a senior, is real important in order to live independently and be able to be mobile.
So how often do you advise a senior to exercise? What's the minimum?
Well, 3 times a week probably
right.
is minimum.
Uh-huh.
And you might want to go out about 5 times a week. Robust walking weaves low-intensity exercise into a walk. 5 arm moves, 5 bending and twisting ones, 5 tube exercises, and 5 exercises using the environmental props. With this one, put it around your back.
Oh, okay.
And grasp it coming out like that, and start in here and push it out front. And I'll just use my walking stick. But this is a little piece of PVC pipe, and it has reflective tape on the ends, so that helps you if you're walking when it's getting a little dark. I bring a ring timer that's used for boxing and martial arts. You can get these in the sports store. So it tells me when to stop. So I like to take that with me and take a tube. And also, I like the wrist coach with the list of the exercises on it. So we also, for robust walking leaders, use the whistle for some sort of activities that we put in there. When you walk, that blood's starting to go around, and then when you do your moves, the blood is coursing around and it goes into these muscles. So it's far better than if you were to do exercises sitting in a chair or just being stationary, not moving around.
We will have the information on our website about workshops, because it's probably a good idea to kind of get a little bit more info and training.
Oh yeah, you won't be able to learn from what you just saw.
Right.
But if you come to one of these free workshops, it takes about 90 minutes. And during that time, you learn how to walk with urgency, and you also learn all of these moves. And so that's what robust walking is.
Oh, great. Well, thank you. Well, thank you, Dr. Dan, for introducing us to robust walking. And we'll end the show with a little more robust walking, shall we?
Welcome back. I can't wait to try robust walking, and I'm told, Kendall, that you can do this at your local rec center, so try it out. Kendall, tell us how we can get a hold of you or your programs, learn more about them.
To learn more about any of our programs, you can call 703-746-4343, or you can visit our website, which is alexandriava.gov/recreation.
Or you can wait for the catalogs in the mail, the special
Yes, yes.
55 and older catalogs.
Yes,
so
very much
that's
so.
going to be, I'll look for that in the mail.
Yes.
Well, I want to thank you both for being with us and providing this valuable information about fitness programs and other programs available to seniors in Alexandria. We'll wrap up our show with highlights from the January speaker series on planning for family's future. Mary Lee, is that did I characterize that right for you?
Yes, it was an event that we co-hosted with Active Alexandria. We were talking about financial, estate planning, legal issues that every family needs to consider as we get older. And there was just some great information, so I hope everybody will stay tuned to watch that.
All right. Well, thank you very much. This wraps up another session of Senior Living in Alexandria. It's February, so I'll close with saying, on behalf of all of us, please be our Valentine. Thank you very much.
The will. That's the first document. And the will is effective upon your death. So the will is definitely something that is for the benefit of your family after you're gone. And that's very important. You can name the person who will settle your estate. That's the executor. You name your beneficiaries, and you determine when your assets are distributed. The durable power of attorney is the document that you use during lifetime. Sally was talking about planning for incapacity. So estate planning, in my mind, is divided into two periods of time. One is while you're still alive, and one is after you're gone. So the will does the planning for you after you're gone, but the power of attorney is a document that helps you during your lifetime. You name an agent who can step in your shoes and take care of your financial business in case you're unable to do so. And you need to think about who that person would be. I like to suggest someone who's financially secure, because this is an individual who can write checks on your bank account. This is someone who can talk to your mortgage company if you're unable to do that. And it's really important to have this person in place. An example might be if you should become ill and you're in the hospital. In my practice, I found that sometimes as people are becoming ill, they don't realize it, but they're not taking care of their business. And so their family goes and starts going through the paperwork, and they realize, oh my gosh, bills weren't paid, but we don't know what's owed, we don't know what's outstanding, we're seeing some late notices, but we're not sure what's going on. So the family goes to talk to the mortgage company, and the mortgage company says, I'm sorry, you have no authority, I can't give you any information. And here you're just trying to do something good. You want to make sure the house doesn't go into foreclosure. If you had a power of attorney, the agent named would be able to show the power of attorney to the mortgage company. The mortgage company would say, I see the person who's incapacitated gave you the authority, and now we can tell you what's going on, we can tell you what's due, and you as the power of attorney can write a check on the checking account, bring that mortgage up to date. And in that way, the person who is incapacitated is being taken care of. So that's how a power of attorney can be used. If we flip over on the back page, another document is healthcare power of attorney, and then number 4 is a living will. In Virginia, we've now combined those two documents, and we call it an advanced medical directive. And this is one document, and in this document, you state how you would like to be cared for from a medical point of view if you're unable to state your own wishes. So you make a statement, and your statement is based on certain conditions. You can say, if I'm in an accident, but I'm not terminal, I'm expected to survive, but I've just had an accident and I can't express my wishes, then this is the type of medical care I would like to receive. In the same document, you can say that if there's a whole different set of circumstances, if you are in a sad situation where you're in a coma, or you have a terminal condition and you're not expected to recover, then you can state that you might want a different type of medical care. That might be where you say, please don't resuscitate, whatever. But it's really nice that you can say, under these conditions, give me this care, and under these conditions, give me this care. And then you have a third option. You can say, that's my statement, however, I'm going to name one person or two people, or maybe all my children. I hate to have a whole lot of people, because then we get into disagreements. But you can name someone to make decisions on your behalf and to give instructions to your doctors, because that person can see the whole set of circumstances. So the final document that one can use in estate planning is something called a revocable living trust. A living trust is a document that you establish now during your lifetime. And in the document, you say, if I'm incapacitated, I would like a certain person to manage my money while I'm incapacitated. And then the document also goes on to say that if I die, then I want the trustee that I've named to manage my money to distribute my assets. So that part of the trust looks like a will and has a language like a will. But the first part of the trust is up and operating during your lifetime. And so that's a great plan for incapacity. And we'll talk more about that later on, but just to give you a brief overview of what that document is.
The reason the three of us are on this panel is because we encounter clients very, very often who have situations that arise where if planning had been done earlier, many, many complications would have been avoided, and frankly, a lot of cost would have been avoided, and the families would have been more at ease and comfortable that they were doing the right things because they had all the instructions laid out for them. I was just going to bring up a couple of the practical aspects. You know, obviously, Tristan and I don't deal with, you know, somebody's will or trust, but we do deal with people, usually it's survivors of people who come and they're trying to straighten out their parent or family member's affairs, and there are certain key things that come up over and over that can cause that to be difficult. So one is beneficiary designations. So if something passes from you to somebody else, it either happens because it's in a will or in a trust, and so it passes because of that document, or it passes by operation of law because there is some kind of titling or beneficiary designation that makes it pass to that person. So one thing we try to do with our current clients is encourage them to check beneficiary designations, you know, every year or two to make sure nothing's changed. What we will see is that a beneficiary designation has not changed, but the beneficiary is now deceased. Well, that's the same as not having a beneficiary designation. Or just circumstances have changed, there's been a divorce, there's been a remarriage, and the beneficiary designations have not been updated. So every couple of years you should check your beneficiary designations, and also just anytime you have a big life change, marriage, remarriage, divorce, new children, new grandchildren, whatever, that's the time to check these documents out.